morning, this is Bye Bye Money, and today is September 17th, 2020, and this is my journey to doubling my account using only price action. If you're watching, I'm glad you're joining me on this journey. I'm doubling a 5K account in the MES micros before moving on to the ES, the minis. Theoretically, if you can double an account in the MES, you can double an account in the ES. In fact, it is harder to trade the micros since the percentage of commissions is more for the micros than the minis. I began this journey because if you can make only 1% a day, it'll only take 100 days to double your account. There are 252 trading days in a year, so it'll take less than half a year to double your account. If you can double your account twice in 1 year, then you would have 4x your account. Then every year after that, it will be exponential growth. I'm currently around 21% of my goal. I've been making an average about 2 to 3% a day, so I'm currently on track to doubling my account in 2 to 3 months. I always have my account amount on the top of my screen, so you can take a look there. The price action strategy that I use is the two-legged pullback and traps. And if you don't know what two-legged pullbacks are, essentially they're patterns that look like this. One pullback, first entry, second pullback, two pullbacks, or they look like this. First pullback, first entry, second pullback. So we have these zigzag patterns, or what I like to call A, B, C patterns, and I will be looking for this pattern in the chart. And typically the context of this is before the zigzag pattern, or the ABC pattern, or two-legged pullback, whatever you want to call it, you have the market moving downwards. And then, after the two-legged pullback, you expect the market to continue in this original trend. Same thing to the long side. Originally, the original trend goes this way, two-legged pullback, and then you expect the original trend to resume. So we want to enter into the second entry, or after the two-legged pullback. These are our entry points. This is the setup we're looking for, and we look for this setup around key entry points such as channels, support, resistance levels, and other levels using technical analysis. And so if you want to know more about how to find two-legged pullbacks, I have more videos on my channel you can look for. But also, if you're watching this, you can notice these numbers here. This is a script that I made that counts the numbers, counts the legs, and the dark red, dark green numbers are two-legged pullbacks, and the magenta boxes are traps. And so this is currently the 610 chart. I'll move over to 2K chart. Yeah, I entered in a trade earlier. That's why you see my account already kind of having some green. But I accidentally went to the trade. I just got right back out of it. So had a little there, but let's see. Al Brooks, he says, trade your I don't care size. So for me, that's 3 contracts, 2 scalps, and 1 runner. And I used the 2584 tick chart as my main chart. Mac from price action uses a 2K chart, which is fine. But I like the 2584 because it's the closest Fibonacci number to 2000. So it works for me. And the reason why we use Fibonacci numbers is that Fibonacci numbers appear everywhere in nature. And if the market reflects human nature, you kind of want to use Fibonacci numbers if you can. And so here I'm using the 2584. I also use different time frames. I use the 610, which is also a Fibonacci number, 2584 tick, and 10,946 tick. These are all Fibonacci numbers. And on top of that, I also like to use a 5-minute chart. So if you see different charts here, it's all the same symbol, but all different time frames. And so currently right here, let's get into our technical analysis. So it's around 9 o'clock Eastern time, and currently we had broken down this yesterday, this ascending channel. I said in yesterday's videos that most likely this would break down. You have about 70% of this pattern spike and channel to break down. If it will spike and channel the other way, then it will break out or break up. And so this channel finally broke down, and when it breaks down, it breaks in an impulsive way. And so after the breakdown, we see that came back to retest the bottom of the channel, and then from there, it's long gone now. So I'll keep this here just because it's not going to really get in the way of anything else because it's so far up. But with a 240 simple moving average, it's crawling down, and the 20 EMA is just so far away from the 240 at this moment. So I wouldn't be surprised for some pullback right now. I drew a channel here, and as you can see that it broke down right here and came back to try to retest it and then shut down. And so yeah, I mean, some people, I think, honestly, that this area wouldn't have been too bad of a place to enter in terms of context, but you have these strong bear bars. And you would want some confirmation. You would want, a move up, and you would want some sort of sign that it might reverse around here because of how strong this move has been. But regardless, there was no tick above a previous bar, so no one got trapped around here. I don't think, at least. Some people got trapped here, as you can see. But no one got trapped around here, and if it's already down here, I probably wouldn't be interested since it's already broken down. It's gone past the trend line, came back to retest the channel, and came down, and now come back in the channel around halfway, and now it's finding some downwards motion. Currently, it's just riding on this bottom trend line of the channel under all the 20 EMAs. All the price action is under 20 EMA at this moment. So if we were to make another channel here, the intermediate context, we would connect two dots or two pivots here and here. I'm going to ignore these just because it just kind of touches it, but I'm just going to ignore them. And you connect the point between these two pivots on the other side where it doesn't intersect any other points between these two pivots. And so, I guess technically you can use like this point or even this point, but to me it doesn't make much difference. I'm just gonna stick with the pivot high here at the moment. And so obviously we went up, spiked hard, and I think something interesting here. Let me see, corresponding on the 5-minute. Yeah, the 5-minute corresponding actually pierced through the channel and broke back into the channel, and this point right here is corresponding to this big drop right here. And so went back down, went back up, and that's in the 5-minute. It just looks like this, I think. Or is it right here? Actually, let me look at the time just to make sure that's accurate. 8:40 is when these two candles were made. 8:40. Oh yeah, this is like early in the morning, 2 in the morning. So, oh, never mind. Wow. Okay. Forget I said any of that. That's essentially this huge move here. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. So on the 5-minute chart, that movement comes all the way down here. It comes back up. And on the 5-minute chart, there's almost no reason to actually have gone long anywhere near, yeah, like this trend line right here. Just see this spike down like this around 2 in the morning. So I like to have both the 2K chart and the 5-minute chart because the tick charts are good at measuring price and um, volume, but it doesn't track time very well. The 5-minute chart tracks time very well, but time and price, but does not track volume very well. I mean, you can have a volume ticker here underneath a volume indicator, but even then, it's not very integrated with the chart, so you can't really see how that volume actually affects the chart or the price action, I should say. So I like to have both charts so I can measure both time and volume using price action. So the 5-minute chart I use because Al Brooks uses it, and I find that it corresponds well to these lower time tick charts. Okay, so we have a range here, and you don't really know when this is going to resolve, but so if you're not comfortable trading ranges, I would say just ignore this right now. It's still under the 20 EMA, and it pierced below and closed under the range. So effectively, we have a breakdown of this small range right here. I'm not looking to short get long unless we hit this yellow. Oh my gosh, love when that happens. Yellow trend line. Ninja Trader really needs to do like an undo button. Um, they really, I would highly, highly request that function. So this is the 610 chart at the moment. Go back to the 2K chart. So I'm not interested unless we're coming back here to this yellow line created by this channel to go long. Not really interested going short either because how overextended we are right now, and it's very hard to trade this because if this is two-tier here, very hard to trade this. Easier to trade on the 610 tick. So I like to bounce between 610 and the 2K chart because um, when it's like tight ranges like this on the 2K chart, you can't trade it. It's very, very difficult. Um, but on the 610 chart gives you a lot of opportunity. You can even trade the tiers here and the tier up here. You can see the 20 EMA to see the structure of the 2K chart. So I like to use this lower time frame to, um, it has its place. So we're just waiting here. We broke out of this range, but went immediately into another range, which makes me think that the bulls were not strong enough and higher chance to go back up. Yeah. Otherwise it should have broken down, but because it got caught by bulls with limit orders here, we see that the bears are not as not strong enough yet. So not convinced that any short trade at this moment. I'd be convinced of a long trade if we come all the way down to the bottom of this channel. That's what I'm waiting for. Because by then it'll probably be overextended move and plenty of room to the middle of this channel plus plenty of room to the 20 EMA. But we'll see if we get there. I don't know if we will because the bulls are fighting here, as you can see. Okay, on the 2K chart, we made an up leg. A, B, C, A. So this is the zigzag pattern I was talking about, A, B, C. But there's no context for this. There's no, typically it would look like this, the chart before it, and it would, you expect it to go this way. I mean, I still like to count the two-legged pullback, even if the context does look like this, because a two-legged pullback comes all the way down to this trend line, then we have a good long entry. Basically, two pushes down right into the trend line for support, and that's why we see these dark green uh, numbers here. So this two-legged pullback is kind of happening in a random place, so I'm not interested here. it's actually going to hit its head against this 50% level of this channel. So again, not interested in a long here. Strong push down, weaker push down, and it's going to make a point, so the trap disappears. And yep, we have broken strongly. It's kind of hard to tell that's going to happen, but one clue is this range that we were in. We were in this range here, and when we broke down from this range, instead of coming strongly down like this, we went immediately into another range, showing that the bulls are still in town. That's clues that the bulls are still here, and they are beating the bears at the moment. And so we're coming back up to test the bottom of this trend, which is this yellow line, plus the top of this channel. Again, they need to really stop. They need to have an undo button. Anyone using NinjaTrader, just put a ticket in with NinjaTrader asking for a undo button. Undo function really is what they need. Okay, yeah, so this purple line here, as you can see, the price has been bouncing off of it a lot. I put this a long time ago, basically because there was a gap here that never filled a couple days ago, about 5 days ago. This gap never filled, and so when you saw all this price action happen way up here in this, ascending channel, the gap was the target, right? And so you can see that right at the top in the gap filled, you can see a bunch of price action happening here, price action happening here, price action happening here. It's because people are buying and selling right at that point. So that's why you just see this bouncing around that area. And then finally, when it goes underneath it, it impulsively breaks it. And that's kind of the story of what's happening right now. That gap was on everyone's mind, and the price action reveals it, right? The price action does not lie. So we're coming back now to touch the 20 EMA in a strong, impulsive manner. So I'm not interested in a short here at all. Even though we're hitting this trend line, we're hitting this, bottom of this channel and the top of this channel, 20 EMA, but look how impulsive this is. Too strong. This strong green bar, bulls would just buy here. And, if this is like a extremely bullish bar, I don't know extremely bullish really looks like, but yeah, if this is a bearish bar, then if it's a neutral bar, then definitely it's most likely going to keep going back up. But if it's a bearish bar, then there's a chance that it might come down, but something that I'm not necessarily very interested in just because of how big this bar is. Now, if it does something like this, where it gives me like another push up and we see more resistance, and then something like that, then I would be more interested. But the very first attempt up, I'm not expecting the price just come right back down like this. I'm expecting at least a trading range here, or I expect it to pause, or just keep going up. And after the pause, it might come back down, or go back up. But I'm not really expecting it just ricochet off of it because of the strong bull bar here. Market's going to open soon. On the 5-minute, you see how the 5-minute actually came down and touched this bottom of this channel, and we see that's kind of why it shot up, because it acted as support. The 5-minute, if it hits up here, see there's more room on the 5-minute for the channel. So it tells a little different story. This channel is way more steep on the 2K tick. On the 5-minute, you see that there's still more room for a channel, maybe 1.5 more points up. And so Yeah, look at this move on the 610 breakthrough, breakout. So we have a little more room up here. So it could come up here, pierce it, and then come back down. But I don't expect it just to bounce right back down. But who knows? Market can do anything it wants. Yeah, I would be surprised if it came up a little bit more here. And also you see this gray zero, that means it's the first pullback in a series of a two-legged pullback. So if we're talking about two-legged pullback, that gray zero is this, basically be right there. If this was to go down, something like this, it's the first pullback. Alright, so there is a bear bar here, but it's not just shooting back down. It's finding a range here at the moment. Market's going to open soon. I expect a little volatility to happen after such a huge drop from yesterday's close, which is this red line. It might try to make its way back up to the red line, but this pattern here that you see kind of looks like a plateau and then it comes back down. This is, I think this is a very bearish pattern. I think it has more room to go down, to be honest, but we'll see. There's a 10K look. Look has a little more room on this channel. A little more room. And this purple line is the gap. So I wouldn't be surprised if it retests this up here and then comes back down, and I'd be more interested in a short trade around that area, closer to there. So we've got a trap here, trap waiting here. Yeah, so on the right side you can see the next upcoming leg and a tick count. So the next upcoming leg is a fourth pullback and a trap at the same time. A, B, C, A. And if this makes less than 1 point, then this could stay as a trap. But if it goes down to the 25s, if it reaches the 25s, then the trap will disappear and you'll see the magenta box disappear on the next leg symbol. Okay, I expect one more push up hard into this resistance, and then I'll look for a short trade here. One more strong push upwards to the resistance, and then I'll look for my short entry. That's a 610 chart, 2K chart. 5-minute chart, we're at resistance now on the 5K, so might be why we're hitting our head right here. I'm thinking it will give me one more push up, and then 1, 2, 3 pushes up, and a high probability that we'll get a scalp coming the other way here. High probability trade here. But we'll see. We'll see if the one more push comes up. About 3 more minutes until the market open. Regular trading hours. Okay. Could be going to a range here. Okay. Trap is gone. No longer a trap because it hit the 25 mark. Give you one more push up. I'll be looking for a short. Either that or head and shoulders here. Wouldn't mind a head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, third push up here. Above the 20 EMA. Still under here. Respecting this trend line on the 5-minute. Strong bull bar, weaker bull bar, weaker bull bar. We see this waning power of the bulls. We can see it in the 5-minute pretty clearly. Yep, there's that one more push up. We'll see if we get up here. One more push. I would like a little more strength. A little more strength. Get to here. We'll look for a short entry. Looking for a short. Bear. This signal bar is not. It's not strong enough for me. Waiting for a good signal bar. Waiting for a good signal bar now. Okay, so it made a leg down with a terrible signal bar, so not interested in this. Even though it can easily get down to the 20 EMA. That's unfortunate. Terrible signal bar. Still hasn't made a point. So not too mad I didn't enter that trade. Market's gonna open 5 seconds. You're gonna see this start going crazy soon. Okay, now upset I didn't make that trade, but not really. Pretty good context, but bad signal bar. Alright, pretty sure a lot of stop orders are being hit. This should keep going down. Okay, let's switch to the 2K chart. The 610 is going to move way too fast now. 5-minute chart respected the trend line. Respected the trend line. Give you more than a point here. 1.5. So that'll be a good scalp on the 5-minute. Keep going down here. Okay, let's probably find some support on this trend line. Made a higher high here than this high. So we got some bullishness here. Okay, 2K chart making a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Two-legged pullbacks are made. With a good signal bar, might be a good short trade here. You see a gap on the 2K chart, which is what I like to see. Gives you some clues on what the eagerness of the bulls. They couldn't even wait. I mean, they did wait, but some bulls couldn't wait. They bought the market. Okay, signal bar is somewhat okay. It's getting better. Okay, bad signal bar, not interested. Inside bar though, double top here. It's probably gonna make a point, but bad signal bar, unfortunate. Made a point already. The double top, micro double top. I wish we hit a better signal bar right there. I would have gone in. Two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and then two-legged pullback. The reason why this symbol didn't move up here like it just did right now is because this is technically the signal bar actually, this entire bar, because it made the highest point of the pivot, so it doesn't count the leg until it breaks this. So now we're coming back up, two-legged pullback on the other side, A, B, C, and then A. And so if we break the high of this bar, we'll get a two-legged pullback to the upside, which is a strong two-legged pullback. Pretty impulsive, right? At least covers a point very quickly. Good for scalp. Scalpers are out, and so scalpers are out. That means the weak bulls are out. But let's see if the stronger bulls are still in. They're showing their strength, saying, okay, thanks scalpers. We'll come back in again with another entry. And they came back in. This is no longer valid. Not valid, but no longer relevant. Making a new trend up here, and so now we wait for it to hit this, and by the time it hits that, it might be overextended, but we'll see the price action near this area. I'm not looking for the first bounce. I want 2 pushes up, 3 pushes up. Engulfing bar on the 5-minute. Still respecting this. About 1 more minute left on this candle. See if it closes above. 20 EMA still here to provide resistance. Gap. This gap here still here to provide resistance. So, okay, this is a good place for, it hasn't reached yet this upper channel, but it did hitting its head on this gap support or gap resistance now. So we came back, pierced through it, and now we're coming back up, retesting this gap. Used to be support, now we're going to check if it is acting as resistance. Inside bar. Move is too strong for me, so it didn't make a point yet. 1 tick away. 20 EMA here to provide some support. So, that's a suspect trade if you were to go into that one. Almost better to go into the reversal here, because there's stop orders here, stop losses here for those who entered here. So you see the stop losses getting hit. That's why it's zooming up and up to a point. And so let me explain that again. There is inside bar here. There's an inside bar. People have their order here and an order here. And so when it breaks down 1 tick below, they enter short and they have their stop loss 1 tick above. And so when it comes down here, they see they didn't even make a point. The 20 EMA is acting as support, and now it reverses up, and now it triggers their stop losses, and for those who want to enter long are now there. So that's why you saw this zoom up this way. And so now we are looking for a touch on this trend line, and I want to see a reaction on it. We're at the first pullback, so I'm not necessarily interested in the entry here. A, B, C. Actually, this count is 0 because the inside bars, depending on how you count your legs, how you count your bullish, engulfing, and all right. So strong bull. We're at the 50% here. If we get a good signal bar here, I might be interested in a short trade here. breaking out on the 5 minute. Okay, I'm interested in a, oh, let's see if I can get in here. Short trade here. Okay, it hit. Okay, stop me out. And so, even though it's a zero gray bar, but doing the manual counting, you can see that it's A, B, C, and then the A leg, top of this channel, plenty of room, 20 EMA, plenty of room to the middle of the channel. And so I got stopped out on my runner, but easy scalp there. 11 ticks. Now getting to doubling a 5K account, trading only 3 contracts is requires a lot of patience, but it's good. You know, you get to get into a lot of situations, and you get to kind of trade. You know, I mean, if you're thinking to be in the long term in this, then it doesn't matter how long it really takes, as long as you can just continue to be profitable, and that's what really matters. And so, I mean, as I get more and more confident, you know, maybe I'll increase my contract size, and um, you know, as my intuition grows and probabilities, um, yeah, it's just it's a journey. So came right back up, stick with the 5 minute. 5 minutes still breaking out, making a pretty impulsive move upwards, but this is essentially a two-legged pullback here. ABC. Strong bull bar. Still a minute left in this candle. Could make a very bearish looking bar. It can come right back down. So just let the bar finish. Still got 1 minute left. Bad signal bar. No reason to go in here. Showing a range at this moment. Made a point right there. Scalper's profit immediately, even on the bad signal bar. Incredible. And so now we're seeing a more bearish bar happening on the 5 minute. So this is two-legged pullback. Yeah, maybe I should modify the script to count inside bars. Okay, the 10K chart looks very good for a short. I'm gonna enter short on the 10K chart here. If we get there, very good on 10K chart. So you have an ABC move, strong downwards movement, A, B, C with long wicks here, and I'm expecting this to go down like this, 1 tick below this signal bar. And the 20 EMA is acting as resistance, long wicks, strong downwards trend here. Entered into the 10K for 1 point. Pretty sure we'll hit it. Okay, strong reversal bar. $10K chart being a little rebellious, but still in it. Alright. Finding some support on the 20 EMA on the 2K chart. Hitting the 50% mark here as resistance. Still 10K looks good. Still good on 10K. Try to come back up. Couldn't make it, quite make it. Let's now this strong bull bar concerns me. Actually, only up here. Yeah, let's just wait. Almost doubled up my position right there, but I'm gonna wait a little bit here. I want this 10K just to work out on its own. Okay, showing some bullish bearishness. 10K coming back down. 10K still looks good. 10K going to make me a point. Okay, stop me out. So 10K chart is good for a scalp. I should have accounted for this kind of come back here, but this looks like it's going to break down. Coming back to test this channel. 610 chart. I'll update it. One more push up from the 610 chart will be good short. We would like one more push up here. 1, 2, 3 pushes up. Why do you want 3 pushes up? Well, because 3 pushes up make a wedge. You need 3 points to make a wedge. 1, 2, 3. 3 pushes up. Makes a wedge here. 3 pushes up. Makes some sort of wedge here. Alright, hopefully it'll make its push up here after it triggers this trap up to near the yellow line here, and I will look for a short opportunity. Okay, popped up, triggered a trap, popped up here, give me a good signal bar, hitting the triple resistance here, hitting triple resistance there, give me a good signal bar, pretty good signal bar here. Double top. If it peaks over 1 tick, I'm out, no longer interested. Double top is good. Okay, we're in this trade. Just looking for a scalp here. Strong push up, good signal bars, double top, micro double top. Actually, two-legged move here. A, B, C, A. Triple pushes. 1, 2, 3. 2K chart right at resistance. Let's get it. Let's get the 1 point here. Starting to reverse. Triggered another trap. Plenty of room back to the 20 EMA. Come back down to home base. Looking for a point. Looking for a point here. 90% to get the point. Give me the point. One tick below. Give me a point. It's fighting. It's fighting it. Give me a point. Fill me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, just in case it spikes up. Plenty of room to scale in here. Give me a point. Reversing on me. Come back down, give me a point. Stick with the plan, give me a point. Still waiting for my point. Another push up. Give me my point. Triple resistance level here. Still waiting for my point. Oh boy, reversing on me at the top of resistance. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Micro double top. Give me a point here. Waiting for my point. Still waiting for my point here. There's my point. Went up a little bit, but that's just to stop people out. So I came in double hard with a good um, signal bar here. So yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Stick with the plan. So I pretty much like broke even on that first trade and made a point on the second trade. Basically, that's what had happened. That's how that trade was designed. I mean, I just saw this triple resistance here. You know, yellow line, 240 SMA, and this trend line created from way over here, starting from here to here, and we're just hitting our heads right against it. And on the smaller time frame, this is a 2K chart and the 600 chart, 610 chart, showing this triple move and then a double move up with a fake out for those who had their stops one tick above here. That was just for you. Um, yeah, better look next time. But with money management, with cash management, and scaling in certain areas where you're far away from the 20 SMA, and at resistances, you know if this did break up, it wouldn't take many scale-ins. It would take maybe one or two scale-ins to come break even. But the scale-in was so close, I just doubled up here and broke even on this trade. Did better than break even, to be honest, but so made a couple points there. This is like cash management, um, which helps you, when you have this one tick issue. If you know you're in a good area, if your premise is still good, my premise was not good anymore, then I would have to abandon the trade. But the premise was still good, and yeah. Also, I recommend do not scale in if you do not know what you're doing. I would say read a lot of books, read Al Brooks, take his course, do whatever you can, but do not scale in unless you know what you're doing, because you will break your account, guaranteed. You will blow your account, guaranteed. On the 5 minute, this looks good. Still hasn't made his point, actually, in the 5 minute. I think I'm interested here. Five-minute chart. Again, I did it again. I missed it by one tick. I keep doing that. Okay, actually made a point. I just got stopped out because I messed up the order. Got stopped out I made one tick, but that's fine. Currently $92 right now. Almost up 2% here. So it actually made the scalper's profit. I just wish, I keep making that mistake, thinking it's one tick below here. I still think it's good. I still think we can make some room here. I still think we can make a point here if I able to get in, but nope, too late now. 10K chart, top of the wedge, top of the channel here. Bad signal bar though. Okay, we hit the top of this and we're finding some support at the 20 EMA. So like I mentioned before, we want to see something like this. Maybe getting back up here, and that'll be the second attempt down, or somewhere at that point be a breakout. So this is a bit difficult to go short. These key areas here, be patient. You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. Wait till it hits the point. See, like, I didn't create this channel based off this point. This channel is created based off this point, this point, this point, and this point, and it hit it up here. So I didn't make this channel based off this point. It came to this point and gave me a target. It gave me a good key entry point. And so this is a wrap up. Market just closed, and how did I do today? Honestly, I don't even look at this thing until like the end. I just do trades and just see where I'm at. So I actually didn't know, but I am up 101 today, and that's about 2% of my goal reached today. So altogether about 23%. Just slowly doubling my count, taking the best trades possible, trading the I don't care size, and just slowly get there. Focusing on being profitable and nothing else really. Alright, get rid of a couple of these lines that are irrelevant. So we had this trend here. This trend line was a super support for the bulls. Looks better on the 5-minute chart. But basically it bounced off this point 4 times, and that's pretty incredible, I think. And so the fourth time now it's reversing, you know, and maybe test the top of this channel now. That's the current target. And if I extend this, it looks something like this. So yeah, kind of had a couple of channels here. Get rid of this guy. While these were being formed, you essentially have a channel like this being formed in here, breaks down, and it doesn't go beyond the bottom really, and it reverses here, and now we have the effect, that this should made some sort of measured move down, but now it's reversing to the other side because it failed, and we might get a test of it on this channel here. So that's what I'm looking forward to later. Yeah, right at market close, we hit the top of this channel, and now we're reversing. Good for a point, scalper's profit right there. So that's it for today, and today was a little better than yesterday, but yeah, nothing is easy in this market. I'll just say that right now. Nothing is easy. So I hope that's been helpful. Till next time.